This is the preview for the wines that are going into the October 2025 Vini Curiosity Wine Club case. And the tasting is on the 30th of October. That's a Thursday at 7 o'clock. And that's the live Zoom tasting. If you have subscribed to the small bottle tasting, fantastic. They'll arrive during that week. We pour them on Monday, tastings on Thursday. Nice and simple. If you would like to join in the tasting, there are tastings available as I make this recording. They're fantastic. It's going to be a fascinating tasting. So just go to bat.wine and grab your tasting. If you're a wine club member, you are more than welcome to turn up. We'd love to see you. See, sometimes producers turn up, sometimes they don't, but it's always good fun. It's always interesting. So the little bit of diary work before I do the wines. We have got coming up in Oakham on the 14th of November, what is now the Rutland Christmas tasting. We've opened it up, so it's not just bat and bottle this time for the local tasting. We've invited Thomas, who imports French wine, and he's up on Mill Street. He's going to be showing his wines as well. And we've invited Matt, who used to pack wines for us. He no longer packs wines for us. He's making enough wine to not have to work for us in the morning. So Izzy is now working for us in the mornings, which is fantastic, and the afternoons actually. And so Matt will be showing his wines, and we also have Rutland Vineyard as well. So 2 English producers, an Italian importer, me, and a French importer, Thomas. So should be fantastic. Also, on the 19th of November at Smith Square, it is the Piemonte tasting. So that'll just be full of fantastic wine as usual. If you are a wine club member, you don't have to pay for your tickets. So please, 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 please go and reserve them because they're limited for both tastings. Okay, the wines. 6 wines. Vini Curiosity is a case which always has 6 different wines, 1 bottle of each. First wine, Cantine di Marzo, Greco di Tufo, Ortale. Okay, so Greco di Tufo. Greco is a grape type. Tufo is the place. It's an iconic Italian wine, and the Di Marzo family, Ferrante, kind of created it. So it's really worth having a look at. Here you've got incredibly sulfur-rich volcanic soils, and the Ortale is one of the single vineyard wines they produce. So it's a chance to have it's the 22 vintage as well. I'm just going to check I've got that right. Yes, it is. It's the 22 vintage. It's a lovely, lovely vintage. And it's really curious to see just what Ortale is doing. It's usually, they do Serone as well and Laure. So 3 different single vineyard wines that are available. We haven't done the Ortale, I don't think, in a wine club case yet. If we have, it's a long time ago. It's an extraordinary wine. So these are wines that don't rely on oak. They just rely on the minerality of the soils. And I hate the word minerality, but in this case, kind of makes some sense. And the age, the intensity, it's fascinating wine. In itself, it's worth turning up to a tasting just for that until you get to wine number 2, because this wedding also features the 2 wedding wines. My daughter got married, Pollyanna, who's a member. Some of you will have seen it before in these tastings, last weekend. And the 2 wines she had were this one that's coming up, the Camillo Favaro's Tredicimesi, 13 months. Why is it called Tredicimesi, 13 months? Is it unlucky? It is not unlucky. It was aged in concrete amphoras for 13 months, which is what it's called. I'm not sure it always is aged, but that was the original concept behind the wine. And it is still concrete amphora aged. It's still truly magnificent. It's old vine Erbaluce from the Caluso region, from Camillo Favaro, who writes the books on Burgundy. His head is geared towards fine wine making. And this is super exciting wine. The new vintage, we've had it in our tastings before, but this is the 22. So 2 wines from the 22 vintage, 1 from the north, 1 from the south. Neither of them rely on any wood in the aging process. Both have an intensity and just fascinating style. And one of the reasons we've put them into this tasting is my brain at this time of year starting to think of the seasonal festivities, what you're going to drink with game, with goose, with turkey, with lighter coloured meats often over the Christmas period, but big flavours. So you want wines with good acidity, good direction, poise, and good intensity. And I think these two wines both work incredibly well. I mean, I love them. So the second of the wines also from Bionda. So second of the wines, it isn't the second of the wines from Bionda, though there are two wines from Bionda. It's the second wedding wine. So this is the red that we were drinking. And this is single vineyard, Valpolicella, Classico, Superiore. So based on the Corvina grape, it's just such lovely wine. Again, we're in the 2022 vintage. So this is the third wine from the 22 vintage. And it's not made, it's not a ripasso, it's not an Amarone. There's no appassamento in this wine at all. This is absolutely straight, single vineyard, Valpolicella Classico Superiore. It's one of my favourite wines. There are some favourite wines, famous wines from Allegrini who are single vineyard, and we're starting to see more of this style of wine appear from Valpolicella as climate change really makes appassamento wines, you can't call them less valid, but appassamento wines aren't needed anymore to make medium to full-bodied red wines of real interest, poise and character. Though I will talk about the second of Bionda's wines now, because we were tasting it last night, Emma and I, and it's an astonishing Amarone. So the Amarone is from the 2018 vintage, which it was a great vintage for Valpolicella. And I've got a few cases left over after this tasting's finished. So please, if you enjoy this wine, grab a few if you want some over the Christmas period. It's one of the few Amarones I've drunk where you just want to finish. You do want to finish a bottle. We did finish a bottle. It's an extraordinary wine. So it's an Amarone and a single vineyard Valpolicella. It's not so often you get a chance to do those together in a tasting. I hope you super enjoy it. I think I'll change the order of the wines around a little bit so that we can taste those two together. Because the other two wines that we're looking at, one from Colombera and Garella. So, these are very old friends at Colombera. And Giacomo and his brother make these wines. And it's straight old vine Bramaterra from the 2020 vintage, COVID vintage, fantastic wine. I can't wait to show it to you. It's another look at, there's got to be a Nebbiolo in the tasting somewhere. Here it is. And the soils here in Bramaterra. Bramaterra is a relatively big region, and it does have quite mixed terroirs. And where Colombera make their wine, you've got more sandy soil. So it's closer to Lessona in character than it is to Gattinara on the other side. Really interesting wines. And then the last of the wines is from Le Cinciole. And this is a wine I've never given you before in a wine club case. I don't often ship it, if I'm honest. It's the Camalaione. And the Camalaione is their Super Tuscan. So let's just see how you get on with it. It's high altitude Cabernet, Merlot, Syrah. It's an astonishing wine. It's totally different to the Sassicaia and the more coastal Bulgari Super Tuscans. It's just more restrained. But it still has that power and real complexity to it. I can't wait to see how you take it on, actually. So hopefully you can make it to the tasting. If you're not a member of Vini Curiosity, please go to bat.wine and sign up, join it. It's a brilliant thing. It's 6 bottles that go out 4 times a year. So it's a quarterly case of 6 bottles. And those 6 bottles are all designed to, they get me excited. So they're supposed to be super interesting wines. They are they're great wines, absolutely great wines. So hopefully see you soon. Okay, bye.